Welcome back to another TPM Tactical video. This video is going to be on how to enable RHS gear, so weapons and uniforms, in the US and or USSR vanilla faction arsenals. Okay, so first things first, you will need RHS downloaded on your PC. And that's pretty much it. So once you've downloaded RHS in Arma Reforger, close Reforger down and launch Arma Reforger tools. Okay, so first things first now, we're going to click add project. We're going to create a new project. What are we going to call this? RHS2 vanilla arsenals. Awesome, create. As you can see at the top left here, here's the folder, the mod that we just started to create. Again, like I always do, I save and then I close it down. The next step after launching the tools again is we're going to add RHS as a dependency. So for those who haven't added RHS into their Workbench launcher, again, click add project, add an existing project, scroll to, so in your documents, my games, Arma Reforger add-ons folder, locate RHS, where are RHS status quo, double click on the add-on here, or select it and click open. So now I'm going to right click, I'm going to open with add-ons, I'm going to look for RHS, and tick RHS. Because I'm using my preset one, I use that for a few different mods that I create. I'm just going to make sure I have nothing else ticked, because I'm pretty sure I had the mods ticked from yesterday. So the admin tool manager, image mod, sorry. Sweet, because I only wanted to load with RHS. Okay, so now I'm clicking open. Arma Reforger tools is going to boot up. It's going to have our initial mod that we've created plus the RHS status quo. Now I'm going to go into Workbench options and I want to add the dependency for RHS. So clicking on the plus, the two dots here on the side, the little box here, RHS status quo is already selected. So double clicking the add-on, or you can select it and click OK or open, whatever it says. Now you can see dependencies, you have Arma Reforger and RHS status quo. Click OK, and I love to save it, so sneaky save. Okay, so from here, what we need to do is we need to locate the default vanilla, what do they call them? Entity catalogs. So Arma Reforger, expand that, configs. Where is it? Looking for entity, aren't I? Yep, entity catalog. And so we've got some factions here. So we'll start with the US. As you can see here, there's different configurations. So your group entities, inventory is what we want to adjust in relation to having the RHS gear. And vehicle entities if you want to do vehicles as well. But I might save that for another video. Okay, so the inventory items. So what we want to do is we want to right click and we want to go override in, and that's the name of our mod there. So RHS to vanilla arsenals. So left click on override. You can now see down the bottom left here, it's opened up my mods folder structure, configs, entity catalog, US, and it has the configuration here. I'm just going to quickly do the same for USSR. So as you can see on the left, I've got Arma Reforger, configs, entity catalog, USSR, and the inventory items, entity catalog, USSR config. So right clicking on that and going override in RHS, vanilla arsenals, and now we have a new folder, and inside that folder we have the USSR configuration. Okay, so if we double click on this, you can see here on my screen we have this multi-list, and we have a list of, which is open, weapons. So these are all the vanilla weapons. You then have ammunition, the weapon attachments, etc., all the way down to attachments not in arsenal for cost calculation. Yep, so if you expand all these, you can see backpacks, etc., etc. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to minimize the Arma Forger related folder structure and go into RHS. So RHS is exact same folder structure as before, apart from we're working at the RHS folder at the top level. So we're going to configs, entity catalog, USMC. So in here we have the USMC underscore inventory items configuration. So I'm going to double click on that. And as you can see, it's opened up another tab here at the top. Inside we have the same structures before. So weapons, ammunition, weapons attachments. So as you can see, it goes all the way down. So what we're going to do is we're going to left click on weapons, right click, and then copy. Go into my inventory items, entity catalog us.config. Hold on, let me make sure I open the right one. I'll go into my mods config, entity catalog US folder structure, and double click on the inventory items here configuration. So now we're inside my mods configuration. All I'm going to do is right click on weapons and go paste. Okay, so now it's pasted all the RHS weapons into the weapons folder, correction, the weapons entity catalog for the US team. From there, I'm also going to go just do the rest of the items as well. Throwable explosives. So some things like throwable explosives you don't need to do because they are going to be the same items unless unless RHS has added something different and or they have overridden a prefab with a particular configuration change. Okay, so for this example, I'm just going to paste the right one. Yep. Going to go ahead and just do every single item. And last one, clothing, lots of clothing items, paste. Sweet. So now I'm going to save. Okay, so now I'm going to expand weapons and just have a quick look. So let's have a look what we got. M4A1 Block 2. Let's expand that. So you can see this is the name of the prefab here. You can click on it to see the main bulk of what the weapon is, if you want to have a look at the pretty pictures. You can also click on the magnifying glass to locate it. So you can see where it's located. It's in the structure RHS status quo, prefabs, weapons, rifles, M4A1, and it's sitting in here. So that's it there. Okay. I'm going to close this entity catalog here. Not entity, yeah, entity catalog, sorry. I'm going to close this just to prevent confusion. So I've copied all the stuff from the USMC entity catalog across to my vanilla US configuration. Okay, so say, let's give an example. Let's edit this thermal one. So on my PvP servers, I don't run thermals, generally because it's just an unfair advantage. Usually the US side, well, one stage the US side had thermals and the Russian faction didn't have thermals, so we just decided to disable it. If you don't want a particular item in your arsenal, all you need to do is untick this enable button. And problem solved. What we got here? So here you can start to adjust the So if you have a look at here, these item types, if you put your mouse over it, so item type, type of arsenal item, an arsenal will only spawn items of types that it allows to be spawned. The item will not show up if it's not allowed. Example, field dressing equals heal. So by default, this weapon is located under the sniper rifle category, and is in the weapon variants. So you may have a base level, let's see, this one here. As you can see, it's sniper rifle and it's a weapon, as opposed to the other one, which is a weapon variant. So it's the same base level. It looks like this one just adds the thermal sight onto it. Let's have a quick look. Yep. So we've got the thermal sight attachment. Okay, so that's pretty basic. If you do want to disable any of these items, just untick the enabled. You can go into the arsenal data and change some of these configurations. Like this point here, if you want to change the supply cost, you want to make this particular handgun 6, pretty much look at a 6, enter 6, and then save it. Again, the same process works for every item. If you do come across an item that is bugging out, or again, you don't want people to use it, just untick. And it does state there that it is disabled. Okay. Let me do the same for the Russian side. So I'm going to close this. Oh, yep, I'll save that. Go to RHS status quo, configs, entity catalog, RHS MSV. Here's the inventory items. I'm just going to also open up the USSR configuration item, inventory items, entity catalog, USSR configuration. Okay, so here on the left, I am copying the MSV, so the Russian RHS weapons, copy, and then right-clicking and paste into weapons. Going to do the same for every other item. Okay, so now that's done, just saving that. And again, if you expand it, you can see all the different items that are in here, and you can see there's some particular items here that are already disabled by default. So RHS dev team has decided to disable for whatever reason. Maybe it's not complete, maybe it's causing a bug, who knows. Jump on their Discord, and the Arma Discord, sorry, and into their thread, and maybe ask the question. Or read pinned comments first. Okay, so now all the items are moved across to the US and USSR faction, or factions. So I'm going to save that again. From here, I'm going to basically publish it. One other thing that I could mention is that if you did want to, so say you're doing a PvE scenario, your server's only PvE, but you want to play with both US and Russian gear, you can go into the entity catalogs and copy the Russian items across and paste them into the US configuration, and that works as well. So I've done that a few times with RHS NVG goggles, so they're running both exact same white phosphorus on both US and USSR teams. Okay, so just again, always saving. I'm going to publish to the workshop. Preview image. Well, let's just use one of those. What is this? Is there a configuration one? Nope. Just going to do miscellaneous. TPM. Before you do anything with RHS, go onto their website and double check what the licensing requirements are. It's always good to say thanks to the dev team that you have used, the mod that you've used as a dependency. What the heck am I doing? There we Okay, so now I'm going to publish that to the workshop. Sweet. And now I'm going to launch Arma Reforger again. Okay. So I'm going to, where is it? RHS2 vanilla, my words tonight. RHS2 vanilla arsenals. Okay, so here it is, test, test, test. Going to download that mod. Awesome. What I'm going to do now is jump in. Actually, I'm just going to make sure I've got all other mods disabled, excluding the RHS status quo and my mod that I just created. And jump into scenarios. Let's go into a vanilla one. So arma, correction, combat ops, Ireland. No, it was a GM one. This one here, Game Master Ireland. So that's a vanilla mission. Okay, let's find a US arsenal. Okay, so these aren't the RHS arsenals, these are the US ones. So I'll place one here, and I will place a RHS USAF. Let's create a character. Let's play as that character. So here's the Russian, RHS arsenal. Got a lovely little trophy on top. If we open that arsenal, so we can see all the all the RHS mod gear is in here. Okay, now go to the vanilla arsenal. Open the arsenal, so you can see all the vanilla weapons there in here, and along with the RHS ones that I've added. Let's get naked, change out the gear, uniform, sorry. Where are the uniforms? Pretty sure you get the point. Bit of tactical Barbie. And now I have RHS gear for US on the normal US side, the vanilla US side. And the same will work for the Russian as well. So let's give that a test. So USSR, Soviet. Let's place down one of theirs. And as you can see, you got the vanilla weapons, and then you have the extended RHS gear. Sweet. So hopefully that helps out. If you have any questions, comments, please leave below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for your time. Cheers.